Beowulf, the monster slayer, has taken control of Draugr, the monster, and he is likely about to slay his very first monster, the troll, in his next turn. We're about to start. I don't know. I'm trying to build up my army to win this game by controlling half of the board. It's looking kind of tough. Meanwhile, we're building temples, building the monuments, and Ragnarok is approaching. The great winter, which, if triggered, both Beowulf and I will have to race to control the regions around Yggdrasil in order to see who will win. We're well over halfway through the game. This is the third playthrough, unless I had to change the numbers there. If you're looking for a tutorial, I'll put a card right up here for the very first one where I teach how to play. If there's anything new, for instance, when we enter our first combat between our two armies, I will walk through exactly how that works. But everything else that we've already taught, we're going to keep rolling. Howdy and welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you playing Lords of Ragnarok with me. This is part of the Awakened Realms series. It's not sponsored. It's my own made-up thing called The Road to Retaliation, where I'm playing through every Awakened Realms game I can get my hands on, up to, I'm sure Retaliation is going to launch on crowdfunding before we get to start this. I don't care if you back it or not. I just think this is a fun thing to do. At the end of this road to Retaliation, I'm going to rank every single Awakened Realms game that we've covered. All right, let's get to our first turn. We have Surtur's follower, our AI opponent, going first. And I've got my turns memorized now where I can do it without the player aid. At least I did it once. I'm not quite ready for that with the AI, Surtur's follower. All right, what are you going to do? Beowulf is Surtur's follower. So here we go. We are going to start with rolling the dice. How exciting. Where are you, dice? There you are. Yes. Yes, it's a 1. If it was a 2 or a 3, we would be in trouble. I'm going to show you why with my cutting board. So we place the 1 on there because it's first card. This would be 2 or 3. 2 or 3 means his special action would be monster, which would mean that I would be wisest. Watch the previous video to figure out why. I would be wisest, to build a monument after that. I'd be forced to, and I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't want to do it quite yet. I want to get a little more done here. So that's awesome. So we're going to do usurp. For our very first thing, we are going to send a priest. We don't have any priests. Thank goodness. The hero is going to go to the small number 3. Where are you at, Beowulf? Number 9. Here you go. Ready? All right. Heading down into the close to icy lands, but really just mountainous plateau down south. Very cool. What are we going to do next? We're going to take our rune action. He does have 1 rune. We skip the first card, or we skip the card with the dice, not the first card. So increase an attribute. I can't do that because that would require, I think, 3 runes, if I'm correct on that. Let's see, 3 runes to increase an attribute. Yeah, he only has 1. So we go to the next, which is activate monster, and I can't do that either because that would take 2 runes. So he can't do either, which means that he gains 1 rune from the supply. They're all wild. Doesn't matter. Grab any of them that are available. Here we go. Okay. Now what do we do? We're going to move the hero. We did that. We did the rune action. Maneuvers. Okay. So his priority is to move his armies closest to his army that's closest to me with the lowest population, this number, or army value, the total sum of the armies, of my armies, and he prefers one with a temple already on it, or a shrine if there's no temple. Oh boy, so we can't invade here, because we would need I'm spitting on the board. I'm sorry whoever buys this secondhand, as I do a rotating library. I might keep this one, I don't know. I would need a 5 to move there. I don't have 5, so he's going to have to move over here. So my army of 4, this is bad. He now controls 1 land. when I build a monument, that means that one of the Ragnarok prerequisites, one of 3 required, is going to be complete. That worries me. Not only that, he controls a region with a rune. So if he builds a monument, he gets to collect that rune. I want to make sure he doesn't build any monuments. I want to be in control of that portion. All right, there we go. We did that. Now our special action is interesting. Usurp. That's good. We haven't covered this one yet for myself or the AI. I talked about it in the previous one, but we didn't actually do it. So let's see how it looks on his card real quick. Make sure I don't miss anything here. Special action, usurp. The follower tries to usurp a region with its hero. If impossible, check adjacent regions. To do so, the follower's might must be equal to or higher than the... So I think I got that wrong. In the last video, I was talking about authority. My hero would need authority higher than the population and its might. So here's the correction. Fortunately, we didn't apply that. Must be equal to or higher than the population strength / army value of that region. If it can usurp, it takes control over the region and recruits 1 army there. Yow. So the follower tries to usurp a region with its hero. Check adjacent. So I can't usurp here because he's already got it. Can't usurp adjacent. 5, actually his might is at 4. So he cannot usurp that, or that. So that's bad. Oh no. That's bad. So since he cannot usurp, I believe I have to place a desolation token. I should check the rulebook for that. I'm not going to. I kind of have a thing once I start this play, I don't like wasting your time by checking that. From what I understand, basically, if something cannot be done to advance, then I have to do something else. The trouble, actually, I don't think we can do it because you can only place a control marker on a special action that you can complete. I believe that applies to the follower as well. He cannot usurp. It says the follower tries to usurp a region with its hero. Oh, okay. All right, then we're fine. That means he's going to place a desolation token. Again, if I got that wrong, oops, please let me know and I'll correct it. So 5, 4, any corrections are in the description for this video. And if I can fit it, I'll put them in the pinned comment as well under the link where you can get cool stuff. So we go from 5 down to 4 and we place it in the region starting with Yggdrasil, going in or in clockwise, or well, we follow his priorities. Basically, we follow his priorities. It's going to be number 5. It doesn't matter. So we're going to go there. What that means it means nothing right now, other than if I move an army here that is able to take an army activation to defeat this area or take control, I get to remove this, which is cool, put it back, and I get to gain whatever's written there. In this case, I would gain a blessing, which is great. Bad thing is, what this means at the end of the game, it means that if Ragnarok is triggered and we are battling for control of these 5 areas, whoever controls the most wins, desolation tokens count toward the follower. So even if I control this region and there's a desolation token, they get credit for that region. They control it. So it's kind of worth it for me to move my armies there and take it, get a blessing card, and remove desolation. Because Ragnarok is the most likely ending of the plays. All right. You did that. I hope I did it right. Usurp. Nobody is in. Does anybody have Svartalheim? No. Nobody has control over Svartalheim, so there's no region benefits. And that is the end of his turn. So now we do his cleanup, which is scary because now the monsters are going to move left. So this gets removed from the game because of the X. These get moved left. These are going to get shuffled back in. I don't love that. And mobilize. Okay. So most likely, I have a maximum of 2 turns left. I likely don't have more chance than that unless I have. I probably won't gamble on it unless I roll a 3 next turn and he does mobilize. Anyway, follower's turn done. Let's go to Ragnar. Trying to get these armies going, man. I gotta get these armies going. Do I control a region with a temple? I don't. I mean, I control that temple, but a shrine where I can build a temple right there. Let's see what's going to happen. Here we go. Send a priest. I don't have a priest. Rune forging. No, there's no runes to forge. So I can heal the hero, move by up to 2 regions, or move the Drakkar. I would love to be able to do something useful like rune forging, right? I can move a hero through Loki's territory. I cannot move a army into Loki's. So I could go 1, 2. So in the next turn, I could catch this rune. My might is only 2, so I'm not going to be usurping anything unless I go right here. I could usurp right here to try to gain some activations. So if I was here, I could go boom, boom. I am in a region with a monster, which means I could fight it as well and possibly gain. I could possibly gain some abilities. Draugr has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A spear. So I could gain a rune because I've got a bow and arrow, and I've got a. No, I don't. I don't have anything else. Oh yeah, I've got this right here. I've got a spear. So I've got 2 in my hand. And I'll get to draw 2. Boom, boom. And there's a chance. There's a chance I could beat him. That will be 1 step closer to Ragnarok, though. So I'm just going to move there. I think that's a good idea. For my special action, it's either going to be a monster or mobilize. I could do prepared this turn. I'm almost certain I'm going to have to build a temple next turn. So what I would rather do is build another temple to get another priest. This is going to be rough. I could usurp as well and place an army at a value of 2 right here. That could be useful. Oh, there's a lot of useful options. I'm sorry, I'm playing in special actions. I'm going out of order here. There's a lot to think about, but I have to remember I still want to try to win by Jarl, which is controlling 3 lands. And right now I don't control 1 yet. 2, 3, that's tough. This is tough. It's tough because this is 4 regions, which I didn't really pay attention to. I didn't pay attention to that. Everything else, I believe, is only 3 regions. All right, whatever. Maneuvers. Maneuvers, I can increase an army's value or move an army. So I can't go here. I can go here, but there's no shrine there, so that's not going to help with building a temple in the future. And, man, I'm not going to be able to stop him. I think I should move. And the problem is he can actually move into the territory with Loki, where I cannot. So I think we're going to go right here. Because we're going to try to battle in the same land as my hero, if that's what's going to happen. And I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to move here and gain control of this region, even though what I really should do is increase his value. That's what I should do. There's nothing to gain right at this moment for that. I'm going to increase him to 3. Boom. So we have an army value of 3 there. And now he can move into one of these lands to kind of start, so we can build another temple. Okay. All right. That was it. Now our special action, this is the real challenge. So if I do mobilize, the nice thing is I gain a rune of my choice for the next round, since I'm not going to be getting one from rune forging. The downside is if I prepare, then I get runes and I get a combat card, but I can't fight. I'm going to have to build I'm going to have to build on the next turn. So I almost think I should fight the monster. I think that's my best bet, actually. If I do monster, I activate Muspelheim, or I stick with my plan, and if I want to win by Jarl, oh man, if I want to win by Jarl, that's what I have to do. I have to mobilize, so I just have to do it. Let's do it. Let's get a rune, one rune of my choice. I don't believe I need a rune to fight the monster, but this is what, Draugr? And I can't take control because he has control. So is there a region nearby that I would need to make an alliance with? Maybe. Whatever, I'll get that rune just in case. Just in case. And I will put it on my player board. I can have up to 3, up to my wisdom. Okay. There we go. I got that. He gets a combat card or a rune, depending what he's lowest on. He has 5 combat cards, 2 runes, so he gets a rune because he has an alliance with Vanaheim. Okay, now I get to actually mobilize, which means I get to activate every army 1 time. So this dude needs to increase. So he's going to go to 2. Awesome. He's going to go to 3. So he's going to move right here and gain control of that. So we control a land, they control a land. When I build the monument, we're going to meet that requisite, and there might be a monster too. So I'm really nervous about Ragnarok coming, but I can't get there fast enough to stop him because this guy's in my way. All right, so activated, and now I'm at 5. I could move or increase. I kind of think I should increase his value. I'm feeling like I need to increase value in order to win this war that's coming over here. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more regions to take over, and I win immediately by the Great Jarl. I'm going to move. I'm going to move to right here so that I'm 1 closer to getting rid of this desolation. Well, really, he needs to get rid of desolation because this guy's coming for me, and it's going to be ugly. All right, here we go. We're good. We're good. So I did the special action. We're still good on time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what Beowulf has in store. Okay. It's a good moment to pause just to remind you, if you want to support the channel, support for free, give me a like, follow so you can check out some of these fun videos focusing mainly on solo games. Every now and then we branch from that. If you want to support monetarily and also support my local game store and benefit yourself, There is a link in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. You click it, it's going to take you to Cape Fear Games, and it is tailored to Awaken Realms right now. But you can look for any game on there. This just directly to make things simple, where it's going to take you. You can get card sleeves that are sized for Awaken Realms games, other games like it. You can buy Lords of Ragnarok, the expansions, deluxe components, whatever you want. It's all on there, so check it out. You get 10% off if you use the code BoardGamesFor1. Very important, you must use the code BoardGamesFor1. And also, you get free shipping within the continental US. So that's giving Amazon a run for its money, and you're supporting a local game store. Let's get back to the game. 1. Big surprise. 50% chance of rolling a 1. Number 1 is monsters. And there's going to be a special ability I should have looked at. The follower draws 4 combat cards for each monster it slayed. Yeah. Yuck, 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 yuck. That's all right. Okay, so we start with our priests. There are no priests to place. No problem. Then we do some rune forging, and he's not adjacent to anywhere where there's a rune. He almost is, but he's not quite. So he doesn't get to. He couldn't anyway because he's at his wisdom limit. Now he's going to move his hero to 16. Wow. He's really making he's making a tiny jump. Oh my goodness. But he's in a region with the troll. So that's who he's going to fight, I'm assuming. Okay, now we get to do our rune actions. Going from left to right, skipping the dice. Activate monster. Awesome. Activate monster is how many? How many runes is that? Activate, I think, is 2. Yep. So we're going to remove 2 of his runes. Off to the side you go. And activate the monster. Let's do it. Which monster is he going to activate? One that would harm one of my armies, or get them closest to it, I think is what the priority was. I'll read it again. Check monster activation. Oh, goodness, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look that up. I have to look it up. I'll be right back. And I made a mistake. So I looked in here under usurp since I already opened the rulebook. It does say if the AI cannot, if the follower can't usurp in a region with its hero, check all regions adjacent to the hero as well. And I think, I did do that, and it wasn't possible. And if it cannot usurp any of them, consider this action unavailable. So actually, he should have taken the monster activation last time, and that would mean he would be building a monument this time. Whatever, it's not the end of the roll, end of the world. The way it was worded on the card to me seemed like, since it said attempt to or something like that, try to, but whatever, we're going to be all right. But just so you know for your play. Okay, and it still works in his favor because he placed a desolation token, so I made up for it the best I could. That's life. That would have meant I would have built a monument in the last turn, so I would have adjusted a little bit. It's fine. We're going to deal with this timeline. To do this, one of the monsters has to be able, it says could cause you harm. Well, this monster could, and they can activate one that they control or a neutral one with no band. They could not activate one of mine that I controlled. I don't control any. This one could cause me harm if it stomps. If it stomps, it'll go boom, and it will damage me, lowering my army by 1. If it could. So what I do is I roll the dice. Otherwise, it's a region attack. So it just, if I understand it right, it depends what is rolled here. And it's a move. So it's a stomp. It's going to move to where it can cause damage. It's going to follow the priorities, which is one of my regions' lowest population value, I assume. even though to me it would make more sense for it to go here and lower the highest army. I'm sure there's another population thingy on here. So, players area of lowest population. Oh, we'll use the tiebreaker. That's it. Okay. I knew there was something I was missing. When there's an equal choice like both of those, you use the tiebreaker on the current card. In this case, it's whichever is max, whichever is higher. So, sadly, this could end the game. So he's going to stomp over here and take me from 5 to 4, which means I'm almost guaranteed to lose the battle against this one. Ooh, it's getting ugly. I might stand a chance. But mark my words, I believe that determined the game. But we're going to see. There's a chance. Okay. So he did that. Activated the monster, 2 runes. Okay, now we go to our activating our armies. He's going to, can he invade? He can. He can invade because he can go in Loki's area. He can't invade anywhere else, and by priority, it would be this one. He goes boom and boom. So that's an army of 5 now against my army of 4. And there's a monster here, which if he activates, it can hurt me. Oh boy. And the region attack for Draugr is all heroes in the region with the Draugr and all adjacent regions are dealt 1 injury. Well, that's good. That's good because, well, that would be this one. So at least he doesn't attack the army. Okay. Boom. Here we go. So actually, he could have caused me damage if he had rolled the region attack. Then my hero would have gotten injured instead, which actually I'd prefer. And that's that. Good. Special action was we haven't even done the special action yet. Oh my goodness. Now we do the special action of monsters, which means we're probably going to fight. So, Muspelheim, there we go. Nobody has an alliance. Nothing's getting triggered there. So now, the special action, Beowulf is going to battle a monster, but which one is what I need to double check again. Special actions, monsters. Check the rule book. Honestly, there's way too much involved in the monster hunt, so let me check the rule book. I'll be right back. Okay, so he can attack a monster in his region, or he can attack, if he has like blessings or artifacts cards, 1 space for each one of those. He is in a region with the troll, which is the one he's already been going against, so he's totally going to slay him. I think Ragnarok's coming. All right, so he's totally going to slay the troll, but I don't believe, let me double check, if you can, followers here or adjacent are available to be hunted. So he could hunt either one of these. He could also hunt Hattie and Skull, right? Hattie and Skull. However, I forgot. Hold on, bear with me. He already has, no, he doesn't have a Slayer token yet. Whew. Okay. I thought he had a Slayer token. I was about to say he's going to go up against the boss. No, he has to have a Slayer token or have a defeated monster first. Watch the first video for my slight confusion about that. Think I worked it out. All right, we are fighting the troll. So let's get the troll. Let's get the troll out here and do this battle. We already have 4 spots covered. Oh, Gravy Bodega. I hope I did that right. Let me know if I put those back wrong. Who knows? Whatever. We're just going to put you right there. Now I get to draw combat cards equal to the might value, and I get to exceed the 8 card limit. So he has 5 cards. He has a might of 4. He gets to draw 4 cards. He's absolutely, without any doubt, beating this one. 2, 3, and 4. Shuffle them up just like this. All right. Actually, I don't think the shuffle up matters for this one. We just get to look at all of them. And now we get to attack. The monster doesn't attack back, so we apply our hits. We need a spear and an axe, and we've got both. Boom, boom. Let's use a spear and an axe. Put the others aside for a moment. We discard both of these, bottom of the combat deck. If your combat deck runs out, you just reshuffle the discard pile. Now we place the control markers over the spots. He controlled the last one that doesn't have a benefit, these with the little blue thingies, little blue arrows, so he gains the artifact, which is very sad. He doesn't use the ability on it, the sleeping potion. Instead, he just places it on his player board, like so, over here. And what it means is he always has, that counts for one army in any battle, and we saw it also can add extra movement when he's hunting for a monster. So it's not awesome once he starts getting those. Same deal with blessings. All right. So we've got that, and then this one, he gets to gain a rune. Any rune, they're all wild, and we will put it on his player board. So he has 2 runes. Boom. And he defeated the troll. So now we take the troll figure that he defeated and we place it in his player area. He is now a slayer and he can now fight against Loki, which is how Beowulf prefers to win the game. So we got Ragnarok coming and he's able to go against Loki. This is a lot. So we take all 6 of these. Boom, boom, boom. Now, if I had also fought the troll and I had placed 4 attacks, so 4 of my tokens were on there, I would also, he would get the monster and I would get a slayer token. If I understand that right, in a 2-player game, that means I can fight against the boss. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. I know for certain if you're the one that beats the monster and you have the figurine, you can go against the boss. My understanding is a Slayer token is equal to a, monster figurine. Please let me know if I'm wrong. All right, cool. Troll is done. Boom. Well, it's kind of exciting. So Beowulf he's on the move. And that is the end. I think that's all the benefits that he gets. I hope I didn't miss anything there. So the combat cards, what we do is we count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We put those down at the bottom and draw that same amount back to put in his hand up to his hand limit up to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do that since we looked at all the cards. This way we don't have an advantage knowing what combat cards Beowulf has, because he will use those not just when he fights a monster, but when he fights us. And we're about to have our first attack pretty soon here. All right, so he used his monster special action and he's used prepare, so that means his next turn is incredibly likely going to be to build a monument, because he'll likely either get monsters or he'll get monsters and he can't do the same action twice, right? This special action twice when there's a token on it, which means he would do his backup, which would be his priority. Well, his priority is monsters. He can't do that. So the next would be prepare. Well, he's already done prepare. So if he can't do any of those, then he builds a monument. So, yeah, remove this, and this gets recycled back into the deck. So we slide these left, put this, so we've got usurp as an option. Kind of scary. And then we will shuffle all of these up. There you go. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's getting scary now. Getting scary. But I think we can do this. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. My turn. All right, I'm definitely building a monument to be safe because I don't want him to be the one to build the monument. So, since I control one temple, I will gain another priest. I'll get my priest back. He'll get his priest back. I control 2 rune forges. I'll get 2 runes. And I only have space for up to 3. So, what am I going to do? Place a priest. I don't have a priest to place. Next thing I do is rune forge. My hero is not in a rune forge area, so I cannot do that. Now I get to do my rune special action. So I can spend 1 rune to do stuff. And I don't remember. I can take control of a neutral monster in a region with the hero. Well, I'm not in a region with one. I can activate the boss ability in a region with their hero. I'm not in his region. Or form an alliance with an adjacent realm. I'm not adjacent to any realms. So I get to hold on to that rune for the future because I only have 1. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Now I get to mobilize. So I get to activate 1 army of my choice. And I cannot move into attack, nor do I want to. So I'm going to bump this up to 5 because he has 5, plus he has an artifact. So he actually has an army value of 6. Plus, not only does he have an army value of 6, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combat cards. And he has a might of 4. I don't remember how that. I think that means that he gets to play 4, and I only have 2 combat cards. I will actually get +1 because my hero is right here. Oh. So that would be an army of 6, but he has the advantage with combat cards. So I'm kind of in trouble. And I forgot, I can move my hero, heal him, or move the Drakkar. I'm happy with where the Drakkar is. I don't see a need to do anything there. So I think I can move him. He can't usurp. Well, I'm not doing a special action anyway. So maybe I want to go where there's a monster, or go closer to where I can make an alliance. 1, 2, 1. I think I want to go right here, and I think that's it, because we're going to be activating monster. Oh, yuck. Monster's going to be activated, but we can survive that. We can. We can survive that. And I kind of want to have a battle. I want you to see a battle. So I'm going to stay there. That's what I'm going to do. And we're just going to get through this somehow. Oh boy, somehow. Okay, now special action is going to be build a monument. I can build Freya up more, or I can start to build up Odin, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to build up Odin. Here we go. Boom, boom. You can do it. There we go. We've got the base of Odin. And I do need my little card to kind of walk me through this. All right, here we go. Rune actions. Oh, this is followers. I need mine. There we go. Special actions. Build a monument. Build the next level. Check the Ragnarok requisites. So, trouble. 1 slain monster. Yep. And a hero with an attribute value of 5 or more. Not yet, but almost. So that's a no. And 1 entire land controlled by 1 player. Yes. For both of us. 3 built temples. Nope. And 1 fully built monument. Nope. So one of these 3 things happens and Ragnarok is triggered. So we've got 2 out of 3 already going down. I'll put them right here. I know there's a lot going on the board, but I want you to see as much as possible. You can make yours less crowded if you want, but this does save on table space. I've also got the trays way over here, you can see on camera, and a tray off camera holding the monsters. So we need more space than I have. Good for you to know that. Okay, finish building that monument. Each player removes their priest from all monuments, so Beowulf gets his back. I get mine back, and we get to remove all the control markers from the wheel. So I get my 3. He gets his 4. Good. And we get to recharge the artifact cards. It doesn't matter for the follower. They don't get used or recharged. It would matter for me. Refresh all the forges. We've got one here. And we've got one here. And the other 2 are already there. And then I get to keep the ones where I control. So I control this region, so I get to take that. And I get to take that because I control that region. So here we go. Put this here, put this here, and here. And I'm up to my maximum of 3 because of my wisdom. I'm so wise. All right, Ragnar. For the chieftain, I am not... I mean, I'm spreading out well, but I am not really owning it like I should in battle. But here we are. Here we are. I gain 1 priest for each controlled region with a temple. That's 1. So I get to gain a priest. I have 2 priests now, which is awesome. They are hard to get. Draw and resolve an event card. This is the scary part. But here we go. All right. I'm going to place the monster that matches this rune. And that is, the top one is Grendel. And Grendel's going to get placed on number 16. Boom. Isn't that where Beowulf is? Yep, right there. So Beowulf, that's fitting. Beowulf facing off against Grendel. Except Beowulf isn't interested in Grendel. He's going to go against Loki because he's now slayed a monster. Now he wants to slay the boss. That's where he's going. All right, and I'll show you Grendel's card. This is Grendel here with his one arm. For his attack region, armies must withdraw from a region with Grendel. That means I have to move them to an adjacent area that doesn't place them against an enemy army, unless there's no choice, if I understood that correct. Discard a control marker from that region, or if there is none, place Grendel in another region in this land. Don't stomp. When they stomp land in a land and reduce the army there by 1. A special attack would be in a battle against a hero during the hunt. Deal 1 injury. The hunting player decreases a chosen attribute by 1. The hunt immediately ends. The reward, if I complete all 3 of these, would be Grendel's arm. And Grendel's arm, used when you perform the usurp action to ignore the population strength or total army value for the purpose of that action. That's awesome. Wow. That would be incredible for me, since I don't have high might. But anyway, there he is. So 4 of the 6 monsters have been placed. 1 of them has been slain. Activate. Okay, we're going to activate the top one, which is going to be Haddion's Skull. Haddion's Skull is over here. I don't control it. If I controlled it, I would get to decide what happens. I don't get to decide. So we roll the dice. Gets to move or do a region attack. I get to choose. Region attack isn't possible, I don't believe. Let me see. The controller of the region with Haddion's Skull discards 1 chosen combat card or 1 chosen rune. Then place in another. Well, there's no one there, unfortunately. So I'm going to move and stomp right here, which will reduce. So there's 2 monsters there. I'm not aware of there being any limit to the number of monsters. Again, I'd have to refresh the entire rulebook, which I did try to do before this. I really did. Please let me know if I'm wrong there. Sometimes after I do several plays, I'll check the rulebook again and catch things. I've tried to be very thorough with this, so I hope I'm right on that. Okay, now I'm going to activate the next one, which is going to be none, because that would have been the troll, and the troll is slain, not on the board. The other with that rune is Hulda, and Hulda has not been placed. And there's no boss activation, so we're done with that event. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the next few turns are going to be the grand finale, and I want to save some time for my final thoughts and critique of some of the flaws that I feel are in the game, as well as what I really enjoyed. I don't want to be tired for that. So I'm going to pause for now, probably go to bed, and in the next video I'm going to come back totally refreshed, try to own this, and give you my final thoughts. I love you all. I'll see you next time.